protection can be beneficial for people of any age. Starting a joint protection program early can prevent deformity and pain later. It is especially important for people with such diagnoses as arthritis. Goals of joint protection can include supporting the joints in comfortable positions, finding pain-free ways of performing activities, and decreasing strain on joints. The first principle of joint protection is to respect pain.
You must distinguish between pain and discomfort. Discomfort is normal but does not last long. Pain can last for hours after the activity was performed.
So what do I do if I feel pain after an activity?
Avoid activities that you find cause excessive pain, or spread the activity throughout the day with breaks to rest. You can perform these activities up to the point of discomfort, but before the pain occurs.
The second principle of joint protection is to give the stress of the activity to larger, stronger joints.
You should use your elbow, shoulder, or hip whenever possible instead of your fingers.
How can I substitute my hip in place of my hands?
You can use your hip to close a drawer instead of your fingers. Here, let me show you. Okay, open the drawer, close it like this with your hip. Now you try. Here, now carry these bags like you're going to carry them to the table. These are heavy and they're going to put pressure on your fingers. Try carrying them like this. Is that better?
Yes, good luck.
Here, let's try using a paper bag. This bag might be better because it uses your shoulder and elbow joints. Take the bag, wrap your arms around it and hold it close to your body. Here, now you try. How does that feel? Does it feel better?
Pulling the weight closer to the body eliminates unnecessary effort, and using the largest joints in the arm, the shoulders and elbows, relieve pressure on the smaller joints of the wrist and hand. The third principle of joint protection is to maintain muscle strength and range of motion. When someone feels discomfort, there is a tendency to discontinue use of the affected area. This can cause a loss of strength. The loss of strength will lead to decreased range of motion. Activities should be performed using the affected areas, even though there may be discomfort.
So how do I continue an activity if it's painful?
This is where you must distinguish between pain and discomfort. If the activity hurts for hours afterwards, you should take a break. You should break the activity into parts with breaks in between. If the activity is uncomfortable but you take a break and the discomfort does not continue, then the activity is safe to be performed and can help maintain strength and range in the area.
The fourth principle of joint protection is to maintain a balance between work and rest.
For every 1 hour of work, 10 minutes of that hour should be devoted to resting.
What would be considered resting?
Resting would be considered laying flat like this. And it's not good to lay on your side like this and bend your knees up. And if you're going to be doing a lot of sitting, you can also get up and do some light stretching like this.
The last principle of joint protection is to avoid positions of deformity. We have a tendency to move joints in a way that adds extra stress to them. Keeping any joint in a bent position for too long should be avoided.
Now, it may be tempting when you're relaxing to lay on your elbows like this or put a pillow under your knees, but this actually puts your joints in more distress and a bad position. And also when you're doing something as simple as reading a book, this can put your finger joints in distress. And you should also use a book holder to prevent stress on your fingers.
Avoid pushing the hand towards the little finger when doing such activities as opening and closing jars.
Okay, now you should avoid twisting it if at all possible, but if you have to, twist in the direction of your thumb, then take the lid off, switch hands, and close it and twist in the direction of your thumb again. Now you try.
Twist off towards
Yeah.
your thumb.
Mm-hmm. Now switch hands and turn towards your thumb.
Twist back towards your thumb.
Now how was that?
Good.
Avoiding tight grasps for handles can be avoided by increasing the size of the object to be grasped or supporting the object with the other hand as well.
Now when you're lifting a pot like this, you put a pot holder in one hand and you hold the handle in the other and lift like this because it's easier on your joints.
So what if the pot doesn't have any handles?
Well, you try and lift this one. Here, try it like this. Now
Okay.
you try. Doesn't that feel better?
Yes.
Understand the principles of joint protection?
Yeah, I think I do.
Here's your handout of the joint protection principles. That way it can remind you how to do them for everyday tasks.
All right. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Me too. Joint protection principles are about using the joints in ways that prevent further damage. To review, the principles on joint protection are 1. Respect pain. 2. Give stress to larger joints. 3. Maintain strength and range of motion. 4. Balance work and rest. And 5. Avoid positions of deformity. If you have any further questions, contact your family doctor or a local occupational therapist.